I never would have thought to consider myself depressed. Clinical depression didn't seem to exist in the realm of my possibilities as a black woman. The myth I had to endure my entire life is that black women are supposed to be strong. When a black woman suffers from a mental disorder, the overwhelming opinion is that she's weak, and weakness in a black woman is intolerable.
Hi, Mary. It's nice to meet you. Do you want to start by telling me why you're here today?
I don't know. I might be a little depressed. I mean, I haven't been feeling that great these days. What I'm trying to say is, I think I just need somebody to talk to.
I'd like to help you if I can. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know, nothing really.
I want to hear about what you're going through and the reasons why you're here. But first, I want to get some background so I can get a clear picture of where you are in your life. Do you want to tell me about yourself?
Well, I was born in Ghana. My whole family is from there. I came to America when I was about 6, and I grew up in DC. The first therapist I called was Sylvia Granderson. Her lowest charge was $50 an hour. As a single working mother, this was a small fortune. But I went ahead and I made the appointment because I had no choice. I had backed myself into such a corner, lying to my friends and family about how happy my life was in LA. I didn't want to break down and tell them about how bad I was hurting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. It's quite all right. We can continue the discussion next week. Before we end this discussion, though, I want you to tell me how you've been feeling. You said you might be depressed. Tell me about how you generally feel on a day-to-day basis.
I'm tired. I'm so tired of everything. I just want the world to stop spinning so I can just take a break.
I don't know how much you know about depression. It's a medical condition, a disease. However, depression is treatable, and I would like you to go see a doctor and talk about some antidepressants. Hi, Mary. It's good to see you again. How are you doing today?
Yeah, it's been a challenging week. I've been struggling to get out of bed in the morning. The only thing that keeps me going is my daughter, Corona. I sometimes feel a bit guilty that I can't take better care of her. But I've also been working on this writing assignment I've had. It's going good, but I've been struggling to stay motivated.
It sounds like you have a lot on your plate.
Yeah, I sure do, but the Prozac seems to be working, and it's a relief knowing that I'm not crazy or a failure, and that there's other people just like me who are depressed.
I'm glad to hear that. Shall we talk more about your week or start where we left off last week?
We can continue from last week.
So last week, I remember you talked about how you were teased in school for your accent and for being the only kid from Ghana. You hated being different, and the teasing led to self-criticism, and we left off with you talking about your parents' divorce. Could you tell me a little bit more about your father?
We talk sometimes, but it's difficult. I've never forgiven him for leaving my mother, or me, or my little sister.
What about your mother?
She was a good mother.
You seem protective of her. Could you tell me a little bit more about her?
She worked so hard, but I don't even feel like I know her. She was always gone. I've never thought of even telling her about my depression. Sometimes I just feel so angry at her, but then how can I be, because she was under such difficult circumstances.
Hi, Mary. We've been working together for years now, and I wanted to take a moment to reflect on how far you've come on this journey.
Yeah, I've always been a sad person, but after I had Corona, I just went to another level, and it was just like one depressive episode to another.
It's possible that your pregnancy might have triggered something, but a lot of things changed in your life after you had her.
Yeah, I used to think that change was just a negative thing. Change equals loss, which equals grief. And I spent my life dwelling in the past instead of facing the future.
In what ways?
I think I spent a lot of time feeling rejected and lonely, and I felt as though I stopped existing when I was by myself. And so I clung to whomever I was closest to. But now I feel like I have a better understanding of my depression.
What aspects have you better understood from your depression?
Well, I made a list of my precautions to help me when I'm failing in a depressive state. And I thought that if I couldn't change the fact that I have a tendency towards depression, I could at least manipulate the circumstances that cause the depression.
Anything from that list that you've noticed that has helped so far?
Well, I noticed that there was no living things in my home, so I went out and I bought a couple of plants. They all died, but then I learned how to take care of them, and now over time I've seen that my plants are like an extension of myself.
How so?
If they thrive, I thrive, and if I thrive, my daughter thrives.
I love it. Right now in your life, how do you feel about your depression?
There is so much for me to be proud of, but I still do experience some depressive episodes, but they're different now. I know whenever I'm standing, I have a healing force that's right beside me, and I surrender to that, not the illness.